that movie.
Well,
You want to see where
I'm gonna let Ed speak, but I got a comment.
Yeah, we can go off into looking back at history and looking at the manipulation of the minds of the masses just through the releases of the main motion picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ayn Rand talked about it in Atlas Shrugged.
So, in going to the Libertarian National Convention, I don't know if anybody knows about it, but at the Libertarian National Convention, they were co-opted. They were shut out, they were infiltrated, they were whatever you want to call it. I could go into a long story explaining it all, but basically they got the guy who wrote the Defense of Marriage Act and an anti-drug warrior nominated as a presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party, and they shot themselves in the foot, and now they're off in La La Land.
Yeah.
So, and this leads me up to Ron Paul, right? Because I'm doing all this stuff and get shot out, get shot down, and learned how the electoral process works. Okay, not just for third parties, but for everybody. Okay, come back. Ron Paul, here's the guy he ran for president in the Libertarian Party in 1988. He believes the things I do. He's talking the truth, even though he's shut out for it. But he decides I'm gonna be a Republican and run for president. It's like, well, I'm not gonna change my voter registration to Republican just to vote for you. But I'll tell you what, I bet I got thousands of votes for Ron Paul, thousands, because I stepped up as as somebody who's trying to correct all the wrongs that I've been doing in the past. Here's another chance. Okay, if we can't do a third party, maybe I can try one of these other two guys and get a decent one in there, right? So I threw my weight behind Ron Paul, and everybody saw what happened there. Okay, honest man got delegitimized and belittled, and the only time they had him on TV is to spit at him, call him names and laugh at him.
The only people that would give him any credence was Fox News. And that was fast.
Credence? I won't call it credence. No. I'll call it baiting. Okay? They got him on to belittle him on television in front of everybody, so it would make everybody else afraid to follow him, because they would be belittled, and social pressure is the biggest game in town. Okay?
That's going down right now with this group.
Has anybody not seen Aaron Russo, God rest his soul, was a Hollywood producer. He produced Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. He did The Rose with Bette Midler. He's a patriot. He said, there's too much wrong out there. This is I'm going to make a movie about it. He made a movie called America, From Freedom to Fascism. Is there anybody here that has not seen this movie?
I haven't.
Okay, if you haven't seen it, here's a copy of it right now. I got a few copies with me.
I'm not seeing the whole thing all the way through. I saw parts of it.
I am the organizer of the first Ron Paul for President meetup group in America.
I'll take one.
In America, okay? That Ron Paul Revolution thing you see, we created that here in Arizona, in Phoenix, down Central and Camelback, okay? Jump into it. We burned almost 1 million copies of this movie.
It's all over the internet too.
And got them out. Okay, great movie. This present incarnation of it also has the movie The Obama Deception on it, by the way. So if you haven't seen it, that's on there.
Oh,
too.
The Obama Deception.
That's on there too. Now, on a side note, I was shopping at Sabres, 32nd, Big Lots, 32nd Street, Thomas, and wait for my wife, but stand there by the counter, and I look at the movies, and I see this DVD in there I've never seen before. It's called Hype, The Obama Effect. And it's like, what? Could I see this? $3, right? It was a DVD still in the package, never seen it before. I look at it, and it was the people that knew Barack Obama in Chicago and said, this is the guy you're going to have. No. Look, this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And it listed all of this stuff about Barack that I had never seen before. So I have some copies of that too, if anybody be interested. Okay.
I have not.
Okay.
Hey guys, we're gonna watch movies this afternoon.
Now, if anybody didn't get a copy or anything, here's my contact information. All right. Or if you need to get hold of me or anything like that, you can each have one of these, and it has a little.
Any relation to Boris?
No, I wish. And on the back of it, here, can I pass those around? This is something I wrote for April 15th. Okay, for that last April 15th Tea Party.
Yep.
The short version of where money comes from. Before 1913, when America needed money, it printed it and spent it. no paying anything back, and no interest either. Everyone kept everything they earned. End of story. Today, when America needs money, it goes to a private corporation, which either prints it or creates it electronically, which gets credited to America.
The Fed.
It is added on to the national debt, and you, the taxpayer, have to pay it back with interest, and you must forfeit a portion of the fruits of your labors all year long to pay it with fiat currency that devalues with each one added into circulation. Had the citizenry been eternally vigilant in guarding their precious freedom, the privately owned banking cabal created in 1913, known as the Federal Reserve, along with the forfeiture system known as the Internal Revenue Service, would never have been allowed, and we the people would not have had the actual amount is so astronomical as is yet to be determined, untold wealth stolen from us for the past 96 years, and we would not be here today because April 15th would be just another glorious day in America.
Actually, the treasury prints it from cost of the free.
Okay, but that's it. And basically, in a nutshell, I've been passing this out, and this is like wildfire because this is a basic fact that most people don't know. If we could correct this one thing, I believe most of the problems in America would start falling in line. That's why I'm also the Arizona State Coordinator for the End the Fed project. Sir.
I'd like permission to pass that on our board.
Put it anywhere. Put it
So
everywhere.
people Copy it off. I'll post it.
Okay, now,
Stick it on Barack's butt.
now I want to get into the meat of why I'm here, okay? And all this stuff, and Ron Paul, and being shut out and everything else, along the way, during the process, I ran into a man and what he was doing named Bob Schultz. Anybody here not familiar with Bob Schultz and We the People for Constitutional Education?
I'm a member of it.
Okay, I'm glad you're members. No, if there are people here that don't know about it, I have very few of these brochures. I want to pass them out and let you take a look at them so you can check it out and see what it's about. And I'd like these back, please.
Right.
Okay?
Let me see one. Maybe.
Just something to peruse for the moment. It gives a little bit basic idea. Okay, anybody else?
You want to look at it?
Okay. Bob Schultz was a man from New York that was having a problem with his property, and he sued the government and he won. And he saw another problem and sued the government and won. He saw another problem and started becoming the government suer when he saw problems. He did this so much that he really tore him up in New York, and he went national. He said, well, we got national problems here, so he started in with some of the problems that we have with our government, you know, such as them sending our troops into harm's way in foreign countries without a congressional declaration of war. Okay? That sticks in my craw, you know, as a military man, it really does. After everything I've learned up to now, if I was still in the military and they wanted to send me to war, I'd say, where's the declarations from Congress? And I'd run that up their butt. But anyway, Bob Schultz has taken his organization to the point where we the people have petitioned our government for a redress of grievances as of the last 10 words of the First Amendment in the Bill of Rights. We've taken our petition for grievances. We've served it to every member of Congress, every member of the executive branch, every member of the judicial branch, 3 times. Okay,
And
every time
they came back and said, yeah, you can present them, but we don't have to do anything about
okay,
it.
well, they do it and it was ignored, and they did it again and it was ignored, and they did it again and they made enough noise to where the government got to the point where they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to meet with you over these issues. And that was a week before 9/11. 9/11 happened, and we have more important things to do now. Okay.
Well, there was one court case where it came out.
Okay.
They said, yeah, you can present
Yes,
them.
I'm
but
about
the
to explain that.
Constitution says nothing
I'm about to
doing
explain
anything
that.
about it.
Okay.
Ed, one question.
Yes, sir.